it's me, RL, and this is my Storm of Blood Q&A video. First off, before we get into it, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has submitted questions. I love literally all of them. Secondly, this video that you see is actually me doing some editing for Storm of Blood, and I just thought I would mention that. Let's get right into the questions. First up are questions submitted by @Kaya. Is it Kaya? I'm sorry if I pronounce that wrong. Kaya's Writing Corner. 1. Have you cried while writing it? No, but there were a few scenes where I got pretty close to. I'm gonna give you guys so much emotional damage. Question number 2. Where did the idea come from? This is a fun one. Originally, Storm of Blood was actually a steampunk, where Lancelot was a quirky inventor prince, and Storm was the only POV and the former Halal Vihar, now working through her past trauma. But then I wanted to explore what happened during the war that is very briefly mentioned in that old version, and it all kind of unfolded from there into what I have now. And I gotta say, I like this version a lot better. Question number 3. If you had to choose one Storm of Blood character to be stuck with for the rest of your life, who would it be? I'll go with Mathis. I think we would vibe pretty well. Thank you for those questions. Now it's @OneRinlow's questions. Oh my gosh, I love these ones. Well, I love all of them, but anyway. Question number 1. What powers do they have? Lancelot can manipulate and, reshape matter. So he can, touch a table. Not even touch. Just, look at a table, basically. And make it into a chair if he wanted to. That kind of thing. Storm can control and create lightning, wind, and water. Victor, he can use this kind of purplish blue magic. Make force field. Or kind of grab things with that. It's hard to explain. But it's kind of almost like an energy type. Yeah. For Mathis, he can sense and block other people's powers. So, his is interesting. I'll say that. Question number 2. What music would they listen to? Storm would listen to Green Day and punk rock stuff. Probably 80s punk rock. Victor would listen to Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, probably Lana Del Rey, too. You know, those kind of musics. Mathis would definitely listen to indie alternative, probably a lot of the songs I really enjoy. And Lancelot is the funniest. He would listen to classical music and 70s jazz. Yep, both of them. Question number 3. What is a weird fact about Lancelot, Storm, Victor, and Mathis? These facts aren't exactly weird, but I couldn't really think of any weird facts. So, Storm's claustrophobic, Victor is oddly obsessed with warmth and sunshine, and Mathis has been shorter than Storm since he was 14, and Lancelot pretends to be a gossip. Pretends being the key word there, but... Question number 4. Who would be most likely to win in a fistfight? Mathis or maybe Storm? I don't know. Mathis is just a ball of anger some days. Or was, when he was younger, and would punch a lot of people, but anyway. Question number 5. Which one is most likely to go to a party and crash it? Victor. On accident? Victor. Which one likes food the most? That's question number 6. Victor. And question number 7. If they had YouTube channels, what would they post? Lancelot would post political stuff for sure. Victor would have a prank channel, definitely. Mathis's would be about weapons and fighting, probably. And Storm's, she wouldn't make it herself. Victor would have definitely made it and live stream her doing random things. Because that's just how Victor is, you know? Alright. At the book girly, is that a dash? Fictions questions. Thank you for these ones. 1. What is the summary of the book? Lancelot is a prince with a secret. Storm is a warrior of the king. When Storm gets an assignment to go to the capital, she ends up joining the prince's secret cause. I'm not going to say anything else because I don't want to spoil too much. And that might have spoiled some. I'm sorry if it did. My bad. Question number 2. What has been your favorite part of writing Storm of Blood so far? Probably the second draft. It was when I got to really take the core idea of Storm of Blood and what I had written and transform it into how I really wanted it to be. You know? It kind of became more coherent in a sense. Sorry if that didn't really make sense, but that's the best way I can put it into words. Question number 3. Do you dislike any of the characters? Yes. I don't like King Gawain. I might be pronouncing his name wrong. If so, whoops. I also don't like King Foxglove or Belladonna. Those are my least favorites. There are probably some more that I can't think of off the top of my head. Goodness, that was a little difficult. Question number 4. Did you model any characters off of people you know? Actually, funny story. I have a few characters that are actually named after a few of my friends, but it is not their first names. I'll say that. And they share some characteristics, the characters and my friends. But Storm, Lancelot, Victor, and Mathis all have some characteristics that are definitely from me. Victor probably has the least, and Mathis probably the most. Thank you for those questions. Now, at GT Superstar, again, another one of those dash things, V6Z. Question number 1. What are their favorite foods? Victor, baklava, for sure, 100%. Lancelot, oranges. I have a little bit of lore about him liking oranges. I will not share it right now, though. Storm probably likes, jerky, beef jerky, turkey jerky, anything jerky. Mathis, pork, or maybe even bacon. Don't know why he'd like bacon. It feels like a Mathis thing. Question number 2. What are their favorite colors? Lancelot's favorite color is a blue-gray. Storm's is probably red or black, which the red part is a little funny because I'm not going to get into that, but Mathis's favorite color, definitely black. And Victor's favorite color is probably gold or an obnoxious shade of yellow. Question number 3. Do any of them have pets? No, none of them do have pets. Maybe they'll end up getting one eventually, but I don't know if that would ever be included. I never actually thought about pets for any of them, now that I think about it. Anyway, thank you for those questions, and the final person to submit some questions at Mason, I don't know how to pronounce this name, Macy, something, Kate_12. By the way, if I pronounced any of your guys' names wrong, please correct me. Please correct me so I don't mess it up again. Anyway, question number 1. How many words is it? Right now, it's around 94,000, a little bit higher than that number. But I think it'll be closer to 100,000 by the time I'm done with it, just because I feel like there are things I can add that I kind of skipped over. But anyway, question number 2. If you publish, are you self-publishing or doing traditional? That is a good question. That's a good question. I want to do traditional. I am planning on doing traditional. But if that doesn't shake out, if I query 100 plus agents and it's all no, I might end up switching to self-publishing. We shall see. But yeah, hoping for traditional. Fingers crossed. And question number 3. What is the genre? Okay, so it's a dark YA/NA fantasy, and I want to explain a little bit of why I'm giving it that. So it's dark fantasy because there are some darker themes. There's a lot of violence and some decent loss of hope, all of that. So it's not exactly cheery. And, it's that kind of thing. And then it's young adult and kind of borders on new adult. Because while the main characters, Storm is 18, Lancelot is 21, it's definitely suitable for young adult. But, like I said, the characters' ages and, just the amount of violence and stuff makes me think that it could definitely be considered new adult if I upped their ages a little bit. But, yeah, dark YA/NA fantasy. And that, I believe, is all of the questions. Let me just double check real fast. 20 questions in total, which I never would have expected that many, ever. And it's just, I can't believe that there's so many people that want to know about my story. And thank you for submitting all those questions. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you around my community, maybe. Bye.